Hi, I'm Jonah Levine. I really appreciate this opportunity to present Biochar Filtration, a market mechanism to drive carbon down and water quality up. A few quick comments before I begin. Over the last year, we've moved more char in full truck and less than truckload modes than any previous year. So it's been a very good year for biochar. We see biochar growing in both equipment applications and in biochar materials applications. We chose to present water filtration because it's a niche application, but it's growing rapidly. And the growth rate of water filtration applications in the last 12 months has been the highest growth rate of any of the individual markets that we serve. The last item to note before I begin is Biochar Solutions is an equipment provider, a biochar materials provider, blended materials provider, and a technical consultant on lots of projects. And in this specific presentation, we'll be sharing stories from two partnership organizations, Camino del Agua, located in Mexico, and Pure Bio, which is an organization based out of the Philippines. And both of those organizations, of course, focus on water filtration. For the rest of the presentation, I am going to get rid of our little video, my face, so that y'all can see the full slide. Thanks so much for your interest, and please reach out. BSI would love to network with you or do business with you or share information with you. And Camino del Agua and Pure Bio would love more partners, more application partners, investment partners, etc. So let's dive into the rest of the presentation. First, let's look at the Camino del Agua project. Camino del Agua is a partnership opportunity to make a very big impact. And Camino del Agua has been working in the field for quite a number of years and has already made a very big impact. Now is a time where outside entities could engage with Caminos and really accelerate their level of impact. Well, what's going on in their region? It's an agricultural region that has had more and more wells installed over time. Most of the water is being used for agriculture, and what's happening is the water level in the aquifer is drawing down. As that water level draws down, you get more and more sediment coming up. Along with that sediment, you're getting arsenic and fluoride. Arsenic and fluoride contamination affects as many as 300 million people around the world, and so it's a very widespread problem, and it's a problem that doesn't have a very good cost-effective field-ready solution. Well, what does this type of contamination do? The effects of fluoride are negative on teeth and bones, and while in Western style dentistry a little bit of fluoride is seen as a good thing, too much fluoride is certainly not. The fluoride will negatively affect bones and teeth and create really big challenges for those peoples afflicted. Arsenic, likewise, is not healthy. You don't want to be drinking and eating arsenic, of course. And while in this presentation, I've just quickly said fluoride and arsenic are not good at these levels. You could get much more information by doing a little outside research. Irregardless, these are very negative things to have in your drinking water. Well, what does Camino del Agua do in the community? Their method is one based on science and engineering principles, where they're going to define and measure the problems. They're going to engage in awareness and education. They're going to design and implement solutions as part of a community. And they're going to develop scalable and affordable solutions. And indeed, they've been doing this for a number of years. If you look at the impact they've made to date, they've worked inside of 68 individual communities, 30 schools, 2.5 million liters of rainwater storage have been deployed, 125 million liters of filtered water capacity has been installed, and 27,000 people throughout Mexico have been positively impacted. And of course, this is just the tip of the spear. Camino del Agua is hard charging in making very positive impacts. inside of their current communities and working to expand the scope of these projects. So to date, a large part of what they've done is rainwater as a solution. And of course, that is a very positive impact for those folks able to leverage that accessible technology. But to make a greater impact, it's time to deploy these groundwater treatment systems. And this is where biochar comes in. So for 5 years, they've gone through rigorous R&D with partnership entities. They've proven effectivity with countless rounds of testing and data. They've driven forward efficiency and innovative design. And of course, they're doing this with a regenerative filter media for fluoride. They're using a combination of calcium heavy biochar as well as just standard wood-based biochar. And these items in combination are able to make a very positive impact on the ability to filter and also regenerate carbon media. It's a scalable design and it can work from hundreds of people to tens of thousands of people. And because systems can be deployed in multiples, of course, you could scale beyond tens of thousands as well. So where are they in the process? They're running a phase 2 pilot, and they are looking for partnership to accelerate this pilot. What does that mean? They would love to hear from folks that want to be partners, financial contributors to the program. In 21-22, they will drive forward a number 2 and number 3 implementations, and in 2023 installing a truly scaled up system and deploying some other significant pieces of technology. It is a great time to partner with Camino del Agua. Well, what type of return are we going to see? We're going to see installation of groundwater treatment systems in more than 40 communities with an initial investment. We're going to provide clean drinking water to more than 20,000 people, producing more than 38 million liters of clean drinking water annually. 300 million people around the world are afflicted by these contaminants, and this style of filtration will no doubt change the quality of life for those individuals. The current situation around arsenic and fluoride contamination is bad and getting worse. Camino del Agua is a recognized leader and they are making a difference. The rainwater harvesting programs are working very well, but they have limitations. There is not another appropriate solution for communities at risk. The groundwater treatment system, again, facilitated by biochars, is close to ready and it's ready to deploy. They're looking for the right partners to facilitate this and make it happen faster. Feel free to reach out. Caminos would love your partnership. Let's shift gears into Pure Bio. So Pure Bio is working out of the Philippines, and Pure Bio has been at it for about 16 months, and they have some initial very positive results, and they are working hard to scale. Pure Bio is working on a number of concurrent projects. Some of these projects are still in a bidding phase or a development phase, and other projects are starting to roll out. Pure Bio is engaged in a set of projects around the Pasig River Rehabilitation Commission and the Pasig River, and we'll take a look at that river here in just a minute. South of Manila, there's a lot of farming of chickens and pigs and quite a bit of runoff, and there's a great opportunity to positively affect the water quality coming off of those farms. The Manila tributary off of the Pasig River affects about 10 to 12 million people and is another great opportunity to positively affect a subset of the greater Pasig challenge. Pure Bio is engaged with a mining consortium, and the mining group has some runoff challenges related to metals filtration, and this is an area where they've shown very positive testing and are starting to lean into solutions. And again, sewage treatment plants was actually the first level of positive impact that Pure Bio has been able to make, and we'll show some of that sewage treatment positive test result in the next coming slides. Pure Bio is deploying a strategy that first physically removes contaminants, and we'll show you a picture of what that actually means, and then using floating carbonaceous bags, biochar bags, they're filtering in river. And then once that phase is rolling, they'll also be dealing with point source pollutions, measuring as they go and replacing media as needed. Here's a mapping of Pasig River, and these sites are potential sites. It's a very large river system with many peoples affected, and many years of work in front of them, and it all starts one site at a time and one cleanup at a time. This is what we're talking about by contaminated river system. And so the first thing that needs to happen is a physical removal of contaminants, and then going to point source pollution and applying scalable, appropriate filtration technologies at point sources. Pure Bio is heavily relying on the high filtration capacity of chars, and some of the chars that they're using have a higher mineral content, many times relying on positive synergies with calcium and or iron, and on top of these carbon lattices, and they show very strong filtration results, very scalable, and very cost and price appropriate for the region in which they're working. First rounds of test data out of what we're calling sewage treatment is rolling back in, and we're showing very, very positive movements in filtered effluents. Part of what's going on is you come in with such a high influent contaminant level that the ability to make a positive impact is right there. And so by taking something that is very challenged today, you can provide a high level of cleanup. After looking at many projects in the U.S. and outside of the U.S., BSI is certain that the worse the starting position, the greater the opportunity is to make a positive impact. And biochars are wonderful in that they can be produced in larger volumes at lower costs and make very big impact inside of communities that greatly need these styles of solution. The positive impactability for items like BOD and COD are significant, as well as positive impacts across the board on many other pollutants. We're not just deploying biochars, but biochars blended with other materials, and deploying strategies to physically remove contaminants as well as run filtration. Thank you so much for your interest during this presentation. I would love to hear from you. Shoot me an email, jonah@biocharsolutions.com, or check out our website, www.biocharsolutions.com. Camino del Agua, as well as Pure Bio, would also love to hear from you. Their contact informations are on this page. I would be more than happy to facilitate a conversation. They're always looking for more stakeholders and more partners in their process. They are doing the most important work in country improvement of environment and waters, and it's really these folks the closest to application that are responsible for scaling these solutions and driving forward wonderful opportunities. We're going to include an additional 4-minute video, so we've wrapped up here at 15 minutes. Please enjoy the video provided by Camino del Agua. Have a great rest of the assembly. Thank you very much.
Coronavirus has had a devastating effect on all of our communities worldwide, and it's going to have an even bigger impact in areas that don't have access to basic necessities such as water. When the coronavirus hit Mexico, our tech team was working on implementing a groundwater treatment system now at the pilot stage. We've been working on this for over 5 years, and now with the uncertain future of coronavirus, it's even more important that we all come together and make sure that our community has safe access to clean drinking water. Speaking of the water crisis in our watershed, we have two main issues: water scarcity and water contamination, oftentimes in the form of toxic levels of arsenic and fluoride. And we already see the health effects of these two contaminants with dental fluorosis, and over long term with the consumption of this water, developing cancers and even kidney failure. Rainwater harvesting is a great sustainable option, and it's something that we've employed in the field for years. But we're talking about 680,000 people in our watershed that need access to safe and healthy drinking water. And so with our groundwater treatment system, we'll be able to reach more people, not only at a household level, but also at a community level. The groundwater treatment system will be able to remove arsenic and fluoride, amongst other contaminants, is low cost, easily accessible, and will be able to be deployed quickly in the field in order to reach more communities. The water crisis is not going away anytime soon, and as long as people in our watershed don't have access to safe and healthy drinking water, we'll continue our work and continue finding solutions.
El agua es vida, pues sí es un derecho humano, pero que lo tengamos, no todos lo tenemos. Hola, yo me llamo Rosario y soy de aquí de la comunidad de los ricos de abajo. A mí me invitaron a venir aquí a la reunión que nos iban a hacer una manera de apoyarnos, de darnos agua limpia para consumirla, más que nada. Y la primera vez que vine, pues sí, me llamó la atención y vine, pues si el agua del pozo está contaminada, pues no tenemos los recursos para comprar prácticamente el garrafón de agua para consumirla, pues dije vamos, y ya me vine, ya nos informó Saúl acerca de qué se trataba, del sistema piloto que iban a implementar y que nos iban a apoyar con el agua, que lo que quería era nuestra participación. Digo, bueno, y muchas sí se emocionaron porque dijeron, bueno, vamos a tener agua limpia, y pues realmente sí nos sorprendió porque muchas no sabían que el agua estaba contaminada.